Hello, friends. Welcome to Four Friends in a Book, where we gather around each week and talk about the books that we've read and how they've potentially changed our views on the genres, the characters, and the stories that we've been reading.
Hi, friends. Oh, Teresa's like holding back. She's like,
Oh, hi, friends. I was waiting for you to talk.
I did talk.
How y'all doing? It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
There is.
I mean, I was going to talk about one thing, but we'll save it for next week because that's the fun show. But yeah, I mean, I'm leaving. So
Yeah. How were the holidays? Before we dive into the in-depth, did you have a good holiday? Did you get a break? Did you get to rest at all, sleep in, spend all day in your jammies? Any fun stuff?
I'm glad we're back to work today. It was just, it was
a hot mess.
Yeah, hot mess express. And I never wish my life away. However, I'm not sad that we're in January.
No.
And it's okay.
No, how about you guys?
Yeah, we're fumbling and bumbling. We're doing okay. I know you guys have had your 2025 was an adventure, and then it capped off with adventures with mom and all kind of good stuff. So all the pets and Christmas. Y'all had a 2025 for the books. So
Yes. Not one I'd like to reread.
Heard.
No, it's interesting.
You'd rather DNF that one? Let's DNF 2025.
Well, now that I think about that, I better not say that because there's probably lots of ramifications.
Yeah,
never
say it can't get any worse.
Oh,
it's
100%.
experience. Yeah.
We look at each other and say,
Yeah. Boy, this has been a challenge. I'm glad I was able to stand up to it. Yay, me.
Yay.
Oh, there were some minutes where we wondered. I mean, for those of you who don't know, because we're pretty quiet. So starting in September, the end of September, our daughter lost her puppy. And then we kind of fumbled through a little bit, made it through Halloween. And then right as we turned the corner from Halloween to start prepping for Christmas, we lost probably one of the most important parts of our family, Teresa's soul cat, Mr. Kitten Bear, who has been part of our lives since the beginning. And my wife never wanted to be tattooed in her life, and now she's got a tattoo.
Yeah.
And so November 4th, 2025, he passed, which was kind of like shook us. We've had him since the beginning for the most part. And so it was kind of a gut punch. And then we kind of fumbled through a little bit. And 30 days later, the partner cat in crime, Yeller, he passed away. It's like he was here to give support to Kitten Bear. And as soon as that had gone through, he kind of lost his will. And so on December 4th, he passed away. And then exactly a week later, we were going in to get tattoos to honor Kitten Bear. And my dad called me and told me that my mom had passed away. And so I was like, damn. I mean, she had been sick, and Diane's in two places at once, and so I'm starting to worry about this whole.
Yeah, what happened?
My
The Matrix is broken.
Go get your laptop. I have a plug right here.
Okay.
I mean, go get your cord. Sorry. Yeah, we can plug
I'm sorry, but you're in the midst of a sad story, and then I'm like, I don't know what to
Diane just kind of meanders across here.
So my mom passed away on
She's
December
gonna
11th.
get a plugger. Sorry about your mom.
No, it's okay. Like a little bit of levity is what's important. And then that underwent 2 weeks of funeral, because it was the holidays, because you have to schedule time at the National Cemetery where she's buried. It just snowballed. And during all of that, one of the bright spots, and this is probably one of the things that we don't realize, is how important the local bookstores are.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Before you even say that, and then our daughter and son-in-law lost their other puppy on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
no.
And then mom has been sick. So,
right.
We're just but David, go back to that.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been just a hellish holiday season for the most
y'all
part.
break into a Nazi vault or something?
Well, funny story about the Nazis.
Fun story about about the Nazis.
Thanks. I want to give a big shout out to the
Don't
to the
just
politics
be quiet.
Podcast on Patchouli Joe's network.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Circle the Wagons podcast.
PatchouliPodcast network.
That's a running gag. Is the fun fact about the Nazis.
So one of the bright spots in all of this darkness was we were at my mom's memorial service, and to kind of, I mean, Teresa brought up about our daughter, but as I was saying before that, one of the things about a local bookstore, an independent bookstore.
I'm so sorry, David, let me pause. I need to go get another extension cord.
No, here. It's going to work.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able, it's not going to reach the table.
No, I'm going to put it on my
I
lap.
can only see part of your face, David. There you go.
I'm here.
Yeah, you need to be centered. Otherwise, you're going to get chopped off. There you go.
Thank you.
It's my iPad.
This is awesome. This is in the depths of this. Oh my God, the worst year family history. You get, we're like, oh, well, your camera's wonky. Now, let's go an extension cord.
Story of my life.
Jeez, Pete. Are you?
This is high level stuff. This is a quality operation.
I just want you to know, the viewer and listener at home, are getting to see how the sausage is made.
Oh my God.
So you know that it is a soul searching, it is like soul enriching operation.
They are absolutely not going to want to eat the sausage.
No.
Sure. Hey, are you able to log in?
Yeah, hold on.
And then Jolie's.
Diane's almost there. I feel like we can't tell these stories without all four friends being here.
Right.
The four friends. There we go. Is she coming back?
Oh my goodness.
Hang on. Think she's coming.
What do I do? Do I need to push anything?
Yeah, allow when using this app. Click on your...
if we don't have an editor, we might need to get one.
Go up to the top right. There's a messenger. No, just...
I don't know what you're saying.
I know. We're shutting this down. Diane will be right here.
Can you edit this?
Could.
Not gonna.
Not gonna.
Never gonna do.
All right. Your microphone is... You're joining the studio. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going to shut your microphone off anyway. Diane's back. Yay.
Not really.
All right, we're going to mute all the things.
We have double the Joe, double the fun.
There we go. Let's try again.
All right.
Say something, Diane.
Hello.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
We're there.
All right. Now the sun is directly in my eyes, but it's okay.
Yeah, if you let me go get that other extension
No,
cord, that'll let you plug in the ground.
No, because it's really close to going behind that roof over there.
Yeah.
Okay. David.
We are so sorry, David.
So sorry.
That's okay. Because this is like the apex, the pinnacle of the conversation.
Is it?
Well, so in the midst of all this doom and gloom and darkness, where we're at the memorial, which, by the way, my family had not seen me in enough years that several of them introduced themselves to me. Which I don't know, Teresa, if you caught that, but a couple of my uncles were like, "Hey, I'm so and so," or "I'm so and so," and I'm like, "No kidding, been here, been a part of my life all my life, so been my uncle all my life."
So you knew who they were?
Oh, 100%, because they have not changed.
Most of them did say, "You clean up good."
Yeah, no kidding. They're like, I didn't realize who you were. I'm like, no, yeah, sorry, my life.
Were you wearing socks?
What's that?
Were you wearing socks?
He was.
Socks. I had a suit on.
That's
The whole
fancy.
9.
Yeah. So, which if you know me in the professional capacity, it's not out of the question. But most of my family has known me in shorts and flip flops and sweatshirts all my life.
Yeah.
So, and without all this facial hair. So as we're at the memorial, I see one of my uncles come in, my uncle Jimmy and his wife Joyce. And sadly, just kind of a segue, on New Year's Eve, we get a text from my dad that my uncle Jimmy had passed away. So like as we're leaving 2025, we get one final FU from the universe. Knock on wood. And I'm like, you're kidding me. But I was grateful to have seen him that last time at the unfortunate place, my mom's memorial. But so we're there at the memorial, beautiful place over in Allen, Texas. Did a really good job for my mom and my family. I appreciate them so much. And so as we're there, my uncle Jimmy and his wife Joyce come through, and then one of their granddaughters, Amanda, comes through, and she proceeds to say, "Hi, I'm Amanda." Whatever. We shake hands. Thank her for bringing my uncle and my aunt down, and then they kind of go off to the side, off to my left, and Teresa's left a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I feel like we're being watched. Go ahead.
And David, they live in Wichita Falls.
My aunt and uncle live in Wichita Falls.
They live not in our town.
Right.
Couple hours away.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so their granddaughter lives locally because she wants a fun existence.
Local to Denton or local to Wichita Falls?
Local to Denton.
You're dropping threads here.
Local to Denton, and so that's where I was sorry. And so I feel like I'm being watched, and it's fine. It's weird. But all of a sudden, my cousin Amanda comes back over, and she walks right up to Teresa and says, "Teresa, do you want to look story?
You're doing a great job."
She says, "How do I know you? Where do I know you from?" And so I was like, "Okay, this is weird, but I've been married to Teresa now for a significant portion of my life and been in our lives. And we go places and people are like, Teresa, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And I know her from blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whatever. Weird that she would say this at a funeral. But she proceeds to tell us or ask us as Teresa, are you in a book club?
Wow.
And Teresa's like, well, I'm in several. And she says, are you in, and I don't know the book club name, Teresa.
A little overbooked.
A little overbooked, from my favorite independent bookstore in Denton, Texas, off the square, Patchouli Joe's Books and Indulgences.
That is so crazy.
And so this culminates, right? Because at one of the darkest points in my life, there is a bright spot, and that's the little network and home that we've made and found at Patchouli Joe's and with you two. And so I wanted you to know that while I didn't tell a lot of people, obviously, and I kind of shut the world off from talking about it, you guys were in our thoughts and on our mind, even in that spot. And so that's an important thing for me. It's a foundational memory. And I say that because just this last week, you guys put out an announcement that unfortunately you are going to be closing. And so I say that not to bring tears or sadness to the conversation,
but it does anyway.
It does, absolutely. But I say that because I think you are such an indelible part of this community, and the stories and the impact that you have made on lives, the stories that you've been a part of and the impact you've made on lives. And so I'm going to invite people when this podcast goes live, when this episode goes live, I'm going to create a thread on social media for people to tell how Patchouli Joe's and you two, or Stephanie or Charlie or anybody in the staff has made an impact on their lives. And I think it's important. And I think it's a story that needs to be shared, because we can go to, big box bookstores around the country or around the world, and we get the same thing, and it is what it is. But you can't get Patchouli Joe's in every town across America. You can get it in Denton, Texas. Then after that, pardon my language, you're going to have to tag it, Joe. You're fucked. Because you guys have created an amazing space and something that needs to be shared with the world and has gotten to be shared with the world. From my dark point to the bright spots you bring to everybody else, from YOLO Book of Flood, or as I call it, Bananarama's Flood, whatever. I'm so grateful for all that you have done and brought to my life and on our life, and especially being a part of this podcast as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah. We love you guys. We love the store. Yeah.
Thank you, David. And that, like Diane said, we wouldn't know y'all if it weren't for the store. That's where we met.
Yeah.
That's where we became friends. And
yeah.
Just to interrupt for a second, you met Teresa, and then Teresa introduced me to you guys, which again, back to my point of Teresa knows somebody everywhere we go.
Yeah, Teresa always knows somebody.
That's right.
We sent the notice out on Friday. Obviously, it's something that's been coming for a while. A variety of factors, most of them economic, but variety of factors have played into the decision. It wasn't one we arrived at easily. It was a lot of contemplation, a lot of conversation, a lot of wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, and there was a couple of occasions of clutching of pearls. But
whose pearls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was it was a tough decision, and it was a very all day Friday. I had a campaign thing away from the store, so I wasn't there when the email went out. But Diane had to endure people coming in tears, and so she was emotionally drained. Then Saturday we were at the store together, and then yesterday she went back up to the store. So it's been emotionally very draining.
And it's like I'd start to feel better, and then somebody would come in with a story. Like there was a couple that got married in the store, and she was just heartbroken that the store was leaving, and she was crying and saying, "Is there anything we can do?" And I said, "I don't know at this point, but I'll put you on the list if something comes up. Like people are wanting to know how to help save it, if there's a way to purchase what we have, or ideas of where we could go and what we could do." And at this point we don't know. we know we can't keep going like we're going. We know that the Patchouli Joe's that has been cannot continue.
And I know y'all did not make this decision without a lot of discernment, and but I think it's so beautiful to see how loved you guys are and the bookstore is, and just I echo what David said, how incredibly important you all are, and the difference you've made in so many lives. Thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, now y'all just trying to make us cry.
No, because it's not like we're going anywhere. It's not like we're not going to always be friends.
Yeah.
However, I mean,
and it's obviously we had some principles that we started off with, and that was that people were going to be more important than profits. And I told a reporter from the Dallas Denton Record Chronicle the other day that we didn't set out to become millionaires, so mission accomplished there.
But you still need to keep the lights on.
Yeah, right. We have to keep the lights on, and that I think is the biggest disappointment to me is what we tried to bring to the community. I feel like we did. I'm just disappointed that we couldn't continue to be part of the community in the way that we have been. But it's also at the intellectual level, and right now, obviously, there's the grieving, and it's just sad. But not everyone is given an opportunity to be able to touch others around them, touch others in the community the way that we have. And we consider ourselves to be, or I'm not going to speak for Diane, but I consider us very blessed to have been given the opportunity to be part of the community and to give something to the community, for people to be happy that we were there
Yeah.
and that we had a positive influence on their life. And yeah, not everybody gets that opportunity, and we're really, really grateful for that.
And
And-
somebody made the comment about failed businesses. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, we know who it was, but we're not going to say who it was.
But I looked at them and I said, we are not a failed business.
Absolutely
I
not.
can tell that from the customers coming in now. And I'm like, this is just reconfirming that we didn't fail. We just ran out of ideas.
Just went as far as we
could go.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's you went as far as the hindrances and all, like it was a perfect storm of nightmarish hell.
Yes.
Right. From the beautiful parking lot you had when you first opened that store in the back.
Yes.
To now it's apartments and there's no room for your customers to park.
Right.
And unfortunately the square is limited in terms of its space.
Yes.
And it's not unfortunate, without that parking lot, you guys are kind of hamstrung.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just one of the
That's just
barriers
one. I
you've
mean,
had.
how many times did they shut the square down to repave the roads?
Wait, we just got this picture today. Let me share it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a customer say, she said, sometimes it takes me 3 times driving around to find a spot. And now today,
That's from today.
they have all
torn
our
it up
parking
again?
shut off.
Yeah.
In front of
Oh,
the store.
come on.
So
I mean,
of course.
and
tell me you're a business-friendly community and then continually hamper the ability to do business.
Yes.
My dream was always that you guys would find like a little house and,
ours too.
Yeah. Nobody has come out with that. Nobody has approached us and said, I have the perfect building that you would be able to afford.
It's only been a couple
Nobody's
days.
come out and said that to us yet.
And here's one of the things and this is me, I'm not going to again speak for Diane, but the going forward, whatever it's going to look like, is going to be led by Charlie.
Yeah.
He'll decide whether it's something, whatever, options there are, if it's something he wants to move forward with. We're sitting down with him tomorrow to explore what some of those options are. If somebody were to come out and say, hey, I've got this building, or I just want to invest and have this property and you can set up shop in there, whatever happens,
right,
is going to be, we'll advise Charlie, and we'll be,
right,
but it'll be Charlie's decision to move Patchouli Joe's forward. I told him if he does that, he probably needs to change it to Patchouli Chuck's, but he said he's not going to. So,
because it's a lot of work for somebody. It is, 29-year-old guy. It's a lot of
trying to go to school and
right.
run a business that's stumbling and bumbling.
So it would have to make total sense to him to do it. So,
but again, you look at the things, and Diane made a really good point that failure or success or failure we never intended for it to be measured in dollars and cents for Patchouli Joe's. Success for Patchouli Joe's was, were we able to positively affect people's lives? Were we able to help people who may not be embraced openly everywhere?
Right.
That they knew that when they walked in the door that they were loved and hugged. And there was a couple that was in the store the other day, and mid-conversation, they were saying, oh, we're so sorry, I hate this happened. And mid-sentence, she leaned in and said, can I give you a hug? Nope. So, yeah. Those are the kinds of things that are not on the P&L. So,
and you guys have, you are billionaires as far as I'm concerned in that arena.
We feel that way.
You have done such amazing things. And thank you.
thanks for saying.
Yeah, this actually ties in, not to shift gears too hard.
It's okay.
But this really ties into what we had talked about for the topic of the week of, life will happen. And as you were describing your 2025, David, I thought back to my 2016 and my 2023 and the years that I've had in the past. And like 2016 was a full upheaval of my life, and it was pruning the rose bush down to the stump. But it ended with a message from Diane literally hours before the end of 2016 was that little, yeah, we're moving forward. So what I was thinking as you were describing this horrific 2025 or this trying 2025 is the universe, God, whatever, however you envision that, sometimes the rose bush has to be pruned down to what feels like the stump in order for the emerging beauty to come back. And that's kind of what I was thinking is, God, you've got some amazing things coming ahead of you guys. So
for all of us,
doesn't feel that way, huh, David?
Yeah. No, I think really for all of us, there change is constant, and just don't want it all in one,
Yeah.
month
No.
That was
or two.
2023 for you. That,
2023
losing
was,
important members of the family is different than life shifts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Terminating my professional life a little bit more abruptly than we'd planned, and then of course losing Lauren and
Zoe.
It was just it was a year.
But
Zoe was 24. She was last year.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
She gave us a year. That's right.
We had a year with Zoe, but still, it's point is, it never feels good, and it never feels like, oh, I can't wait to see the rose that comes out of this.
Right.
Like, dear God, make it stop.
Yep.
Punched in the stomach. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like. And hopefully it stopped with 2026.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have navigated it with grace and dignity, and the love that you've poured out. It's like, well, I'm thinking to myself, y'all need to make sure that you're filling up your vessel, your pitcher, as with the way you're pouring it out. So I will say that your grace and dignity that you walked through this with has been inspirational.
Thank you. Well, we're actually just talking about some of the bright spots. And one of the bright spots that I was telling David was that we really, during all of this, we continued to look towards each other and towards our dear friends. And I think that for me was just such a wonderful thing, because it can go either way. You can either, decide to shut out the people you love, or you can let them in.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were talking about was how much fun we had taking our dance lessons with you guys. So we want to do that again. It really, to laugh with each other, to just focus some time. We are never going to be on Dancing with the Stars, although David was.
I know.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But are we going to have fun? Are we going to mess up? Are we going to laugh? Are we going to be with our friends? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we should.
Yes.
We should dance again.
Do they have any seated dance lessons where you can like sit in a?
You don't need that. You're fine.
Oof, yeah, it was a little painful. There were moments where, Anyway,
let's do it.
Yeah, and that kind of
looking to the future is what I hear.
Yeah, looking to the future, and as we move into the turn of Diane and I were talking New Year's, it's sort of arbitrarily crafted, this whole New Year's Eve, and it's got to be the party night of the year, and whatever, but it's kind of an arbitrarily set milestone every trip around the sun, but it is a good time to pause and sort of a reminder to just pause and say, okay, what is it I'm doing with these these number of days that I have on earth, and going forward, where can I draw some clarity, where can I draw some strength, some inspiration, and so on and so forth. And that's really kind of what my theme of the books was what books have we read where we've drawn some little spark or some strength or something like that. So yeah, that's what I had in mind.
Great topic.
Well,
why don't you start, Joe?
I will start, actually. Go ahead, David.
I want to be 100% transparent. I didn't read a book. Uh,
You will.
but
You'll
I'm
want.
gonna chime in with
You'll want to read books after we get
After
done with this
today.
conversation.
Yeah.
I actually came up with 2 books. When I had this idea originally, it was just one, but the more I thought about it, the more the second one came into play. The first one is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Have either of you read it?
I have not.
The Alchemist?
Mm-mm.
We'll go with
Didn't make much of an
no.
impact on
IDK.
David if you read it.
IDK on
For
David.
those who can't see him, we shall say we think it's a no
Yeah, we think that's a no.
for David.
Pretty sure.
It was a book I sat down to start reading. Charlie, I think, had read it and recommended it, so I sat down.
And then I read it.
Oh, and then Diane read it, and you'd read it like in the past, right?
No.
Oh,
Charlie had read it in the past. I had read it recently.
okay. Well, I sat down and I was working on a writing project. So I was writing, and it was a day where I had just me and my computer and the couch and the dog, and that was my day. And so I started reading the book. I started writing, and I wrote for about an hour. Then I went over and started reading for a little bit, and I read for about 20-30 minutes. Then went back and wrote for a while. Then I went back and read for about 45 minutes. Then I wrote for about 20 minutes and was back in the book and didn't put the book down again. So I read it all in one day. And it's about this young boy who sets out. He has this dream that there is treasure under the pyramids of Giza, that I visited, by the way. It's actually like 20 some or 40 some, I can't remember the number, between where I was at in BFE, and we flew up on a Egyptian Air Force C-130 up the Nile River, and there were another 27, I can't remember what the number was, pyramids all along the river. And then, of course, there's the famous ones in Giza.
Well, you don't even think about that there's that many pyramids.
There were a bunch of them.
Huh.
Wow.
Anyway, this young boy is Santiago has this dream that his treasure, his purpose in life is buried under these pyramids. So he sets out to go find his destiny and find this treasure under the pyramids. That's where he sets out to. Along the way, he has these adventures and he learns some things and so on and so forth. One of which is he falls in love with this young woman, Fatima, and wants to marry her, but he has to go and seek out his fortune with these treasures first. When he gets there, a whole bunch of stuff happens, and he ends up realizing that the real treasure in his destiny is with Fatima in this place where they met. And so he comes back, and that's, spoiler alert, that's how it goes. The reason that I think that so inspired me as a going forward type, looking ahead story, is we may have ideas on what we think our destiny is. But it's the journey to that where the real discovery is. And there's a great theme in the book where it says, when you really want something to happen, the whole universe will conspire so that your wish comes true. And tying that to, for example, Patchouli Joe's, that's exactly what's happened. Excuse me. We, kind of set our eyes forward on that's what we want to do. And we discovered a whole lot on the journey and along the way and all that. So that's, and we may think we know what our destiny and what our treasure is. But the reality is only by taking the journey will we discover what it really is. So that's what I took out of that book. And that was,
I love that in relationship to Patchouli Joe's.
right.
Like what our treasure is, we're finding out. These last 3 days, we found out what our treasure was, not
Absolutely.
Literally
not money.
hundreds and hundreds of people have showered love on us.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how rare that is in the world today?
It's
How
amazing.
blessed we are that, it's just crazy.
But you all have put forth so much, and I realize you didn't expect to receive it back, but how amazing you all have been and will continue to be,
And
you know?
that's kind of the point of this story as well, is Santiago in his journey did that. He
Put
worked,
force.
he put that energy out there. He put that his
Uh,
work ethic, and he put all this into the world, only to find out that all of this love was waiting to be returned to him. He just had to stop long enough to get it. So it really resonates even more today than it did, a year ago or so when I read the book.
okay, I want to read that for sure.
It is
Oh, it's
so good.
so good.
And it's such an easy story. It's very allegorical, obviously, and it's written as a novel. Coelho wrote it in 2 weeks. He said he wrote it because it was able to write it in 2 weeks because it was, quote, already written in his soul.
Was it like the 90s that he wrote it? When did he write it? And it's considered a classic already,
1988.
It
No,
is.
we don't want to start this fight.
Yeah.
No. But what does a
1988.
cover look like? Is it a pretty cover?
Beautiful.
It's
In
gorgeous.
fact, they came out with
Orange.
a designer edition, just came out with gold
Really?
pages and a red gold cover. It's beautiful.
Can you order it for me?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want the deluxe edition or
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's called The Alchemist?
The
The
Alchemist,
Alchemist.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Teresa, what was the book you gave me for Christmas? With the weird pages?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Good talk. No.
Great talk.
But it wasn't The Alchemist?
No.
No. Alchemizer? I don't know. Something.
Oh, there
Alchemist?
is a new Alchem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alchemist?
there is a
Maybe.
new something with Alchemist in the title.
Yes.
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how to
Oh,
share my
shoot.
screen so I can.
Oh, I forgot I was on.
Oh, did you open your browser?
I did.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, share. Okay, let me see if I can
Nice.
share. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm not doing. I was going to
You
put
never
Teresa
went
on the order
away.
tracker.
You never went away.
I
Diane,
did.
where'd you go?
Oh, okay.
Hang on just a second. I'm sharing this is going to be a challenge.
What are you
apparently.
doing?
Trying to share the picture of.
Oh, of The Alchemist?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I can. That's the TLDR.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, if you look it up, The Alchemist. It's I have way too many browsers open, so never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up The Alchemist. It's a gorgeous
Okay.
cover. It's a gorgeous book.
I'm excited about reading it.
Yeah. And you'll probably read it in a day like Joe did.
Yeah, it was very
can't wait.
quick read.
Yeah.
The other book is a book that is, how can I say this politely? It is not written in a fashion that I enjoyed. It is very repetitive.
You are selling that book.
Yeah, I know. However, the
It
message,
better not be my book.
it's the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And the style it's written where every point is revisited at least 3 times during the course of the discussion about it. So from the mechanics of reading it standpoint is maddening. However, the content and the Four Agreements themselves are really transformative, or were transformative to me. And just to summarize, the four agreements are: 1, be impeccable with your word. That means what you say, make sure that it's true. And if you say you're going to do something, you do it. Number 2, don't take anything personally. For example, the Patchouli Joes, the store, all the things that have gone wrong. Those are things, just a series of events that happened that were really uncomfortable. And this kind of goes to the Buddhist. He's not a Buddhist, but kind of goes to that Buddhist concept of there is no good and bad. They're just are things. And things are uncomfortable or unpleasant maybe. but it's not personal. It's not done to Joe or to Diane. And then don't make assumptions about other people's motives. And that's the other thing about don't take it personally is if somebody's an a-hole, they're not necessarily being an a-hole to you. They're just an a-hole. And they're probably miserable, and it's rarely has anything to do with you. And then the last one is always do your best. And that's, looking at the store, we're able to say we put our heart and soul. Were we the most brilliant business people in the world? Of course not. But we absolutely put everything that we had into it. So sort of if tying those two together, and then I'll shut up. The sort of the inspiring story of Santiago in The Alchemist, of the journey of life and finding your true destiny and your true purpose on the journey of life. And then the principles, sort of the anchoring principles in the Four Agreements, of just, if you can sort of keep those pillars in mind. And when I was working, I had them up as a graphic so I could see them at all times. Yeah, they just make life a little bit easier to navigate. Everything feels less like an attack. It feels less heavy, less overwhelming. And so that's my looking forward into 2026, where I'm
Now,
coming from.
when did you read that book? Was that recent as well?
I've read it a couple of times. The first time I read it was probably 10-ish years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Peter, my sponsor, AA sponsor, had suggested that I read it. And he talked about it all the time. So I read it, and it was really landed. It was good timing. So yeah.
Was that before your divorce? Before your separation?
Yeah.
That's so wild. We probably read it about the same time,
yeah.
but in different. I hadn't reconnected yet.
And it was almost like in hindsight, having read that book when I did, prepared me for the upheaval, the things that were going to happen, and put Diane and I on a collision course to love. That's
I
where.
love it. And it's a very short book, and
Yes,
I've had it for years, and I've never read it. So now I've got two books that I really, usually I joke with you about, like, if you tell me not to read something, man, I'm going to read it. This time, I'm not going to be defiant. I'm gonna take your recommendation.
Don't read them.
And I read it in a friend of mine invited me to the Universalist Church, was doing a book study on it. And so it was read a chapter and then go discuss it a week, and it was the best way to read it, I felt like, because you really got to talk about how that affects you and the minister at the church was leading the group discussion, but it was purely everybody involved in the discussion. But
Yeah, and to me, the don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions are probably the two most powerful principles for my life. Yeah, they're game changers.
I was a school administrator for, quite a few years, and the don't take anything personally, that was a really quick lesson that I learned, because so often people are upset about the situation. They're not, they're mad about the situation, but they're not mad at you.
right.
And if you can really look at things that way, you can have so much more clarity in how you respond, and just understanding other people's perspectives. And for me, that has been such a valuable lesson over the years that, first of all, everyone's got their stuff. And, second of all, it's like middle school as grown-ups. We're always thinking that people's eyes are on us, but they're not.
I had a friend tell me one time, if you walk into a room with 100 people, 25 are instantly going to like you, just instantly. 25 are going to instantly dislike you for no apparent reason, just without talking to you instantly. The other 50 of the 100 don't even notice you're there.
Yeah.
They don't care one way or the other. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not far off.
Again, the
Joel-
book is not written in a way, it's translated, so I think that probably doesn't help. And the repetitive nature, I see what he was doing there. Not a fan of it, but if you can get past that, I think the principles are solid.
Great. Yeah.
Good.
Joe, I want to say something. So it's interesting the book you've chosen. You said, just to make sure, because I take notes, and I understand better when I take notes at times. So you said that in there they talk 3 times about each of the categories, correct?
It's something like that, and it may not be literal, but it seems like every time he's making a point, he hits it, every 2 or 3 pages, he'll reiterate that point, and it felt like every point was being made 3 times, framed slightly differently, sometimes exactly, almost word for word.
And the reason I point this out is, I mean, not to tell your entire life story today in this episode, but you could be a candidate for political office. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge to all of you who are looking for a home.
District 106.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Hashtag 106.
Joe Mays for Texas. Anyway, so why I bring this up is because being a legislator, being a representative of the Texas House is going to force you to listen to legislation be read 3 times and to cast 3 votes on a piece of legislation in order for it to become effective. And so I think it's future telling, right? Because that's the whole theme of this week, is that you are reading the key points of how to be the perfect representative for office. And it's about, don't take this personally, because no matter what, at the end of the day, we may not like you, but you're our guy.
Yeah.
Right. And so all the rest of the politicians can go off a cliff, but you are the guy that we hung our hat with and have rode our horse into town with, and we're going to stick by you no matter what. And so we'll be mad at you all day, but only we can be mad at you.
Right.
And so I think it's important that you're reading a book like that or talking about a book like that, because it speaks to who you are, not only as a person, as a business owner, as a friend, as a family member, but also as a potential politician. And I think that's an important characteristic to
It was funny. The incumbent in the district is now launched out. He's got a primary, and he's got 2 challengers. One of whom, well, anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, he posted something going after and attacking one of his challengers today, and the first thing I thought of was when we were talking about running. Diane said, the biggest thing I'm hesitant about is they're going to be mean to you. But when I read that this morning, I thought about the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personal, and don't make assumptions. This guy is motivated by his ambition. He's not motivated by me or anybody else.
Right.
He's just motivated by what's in it for him. So anything he says is about getting that. And if I keep that in mind, then I can keep comments like that from being hurtful. But I'm going to eat a lot of popcorn but yeah, to your point, not taking things personally and not assuming things. And, it's going to take hopefully take a lot of the sting out of. We'll find out. I'll let you know this time next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's my books. There's my looking forward, taking where we're at, and as I look into the future, those are the 2 books that came to mind.
Great books. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
What about you, Diane?
I had one. One of mine was the 4 agreements, but then he said he was talking about it, so perfect. The other one is not in print anymore, but I think you can find it used places. And in fact, a friend of mine got it for me used right before I got out of an abusive marriage. She gave me this book, and it's called The Joy Diet by Martha Beck. And I started to read it, and then my life erupted. And then once I got settled in my little apartment that I stayed in until Joe came. But it's a book that I really needed at the time. And I think it would be really helpful to other people who need it at the time. So I wanted to talk about it just in case somebody can find it out there, or if they see it and want to give it to a friend who's going through, who's lost themselves. That's more what it was. I had lost myself completely. And so it was really guiding me back into who I am as a person. And I can't remember everything about it. But one of the things that really stood out to me was, well, there were two things that she had to do each day. One was spend 15 minutes doing nothing. If you can meditate, meditate. If you can't meditate, just sit and stare out into the wilderness. And I would go sit on my little patio, and my apartment was right in front of the pool, and I would just sit there and just look out and not have a phone, not have anything, and just let your mind wander and not think, not try to solve anything, not try to think about anything, but just let your mind wander. And it was so grounding to me and really, really helpful in this extremely stressful time that I thought I couldn't manage my own life. I was incapable of taking care of myself, and I was learning to take care of myself. The other thing was to do something uncomfortable every day. Do something that makes you uncomfortable every day. And I told Joe this the other day, we were talking about it, and I said, my biggest fear at the time, especially, was calling people. I hate to call people. I can't see what their expressions are on the other side of the phone. I blabber because I don't know what to say, and I can't stand silence. And anyway, so I was like, oh God, I can't do that. I can't call somebody every day. And then it dawned on me, I don't have to do that. I can do
it can be another uncomfortable
thing. Yeah, she
There's
didn't
plenty.
say call somebody every day.
Aw.
But it's just step out of your comfort zone every day with something little, just to get used to yourself again. And it was such a powerful book for me.
What was the uncomfortable thing you landed on, or uncomfortable things, and what did it do for you?
Sometimes it might be just speaking to somebody who was in the grocery store, just saying hi, or, I'm extremely shy by nature. And so just doing that, stepping out of that shyness and speaking to people. And the biggest thing, and is this what you were leading to?
No.
Oh, was when Joe's name came across Facebook. So totally unlike me. And I hesitated for a second, and I thought, you are 55 years old. If you don't jump on this now, you will miss the opportunity. Or 56.
Oh, I love that.
And so I was like, hello, Joe. I don't know if you remember me or not. Send him a message.
6:13 p.m. New Year's Eve, 2016. We were 55.
Oh, okay. I credit that book. I do, with me being able to get back, learn who I was again. I had lost myself completely trying to make someone else happy. So
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I mean, another book I want to read, because it's
if
just
I
beautiful.
ever find it, I am buying. Anytime I find that book in recycled or wherever, I'm going to buy it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, for all of you listening, all of you guys,
all of you,
guys,
listen, I'm gonna tell you, when I moved back to Texas from New York, and that's a whole nother story. I talked like I had busted out of the mob. I was like, let me tell you about you guys, right? Because I'm walking up down the street. It's like, you guys right here. For those of you listening at home or watching at home or on your cell phone, wherever, if you want to know more about these books and you want to know how to get them, we're going to leave the links in the comments on how to order them direct from Patchouli Joe's Books and Indulgences. Just because they're closing their doors in March doesn't mean you can't get books now.
Right.
So make sure you click on those links, order those books so that you can better your life and learn how to talk to people. And all the love to Diane. She and I are the two quietest members in our group chat. And usually we just sit back and watch the whole thing explode. I'll look up, and 45 messages later, Diane and I have said two things, maybe collectively. It's usually Frankly Starrett and 4 Friends in a Book up there in the left corner who have dominated the conversation. So
Yeah,
just FYI.
Diane, she'll see the text and
I'll go,
like,
good,
yeah,
you answered
later.
it.
I don't have time for this crap right now. We were speaking of the New York accent. We were New Year's Eve actually. We were flipping around, and was it New Year's Eve?
I don't know
Anyway,
where the story's
we
going.
came across the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Jim Carrey was introducing Soundgarden, but then Cyndi Lauper came out. And if you get a chance, or you go on YouTube, I'm sure, and find it, Cyndi Lauper's induction, and she's real heavy. She's from New York, yous guys, thank yous guys. And that's what made me think of it. But it was just a tremendous segment. Chappell Roan introduced her. She sang, there were several people that sang with her on stage, several of her songs. She's got 2 songs. She sang 3 songs. I can't remember what they were. True Colors and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So 2 of these songs are anthemic. I mean, they are like gay anthem, queer community anthem, and women's feminist anthems. It was a great episode. And then when they were showing her band, all women on drums, guitars, all these places you typically see men in rock and roll conversations, Soundgarden, and then just switch over.
Soundgarden was incredible too.
Yeah.
The women, they had women performing the lead singer's role.
Yep.
And it was incredible.
They had women.
Chris Cornell.
They had women. Yeah, Chris Cornell. They talked about him. His kids were there, or his son was there.
Cool.
Joe Cocker, Brian Adams, who's I'm not a favorite of, but he introduced Joe Cocker for induction. He did a great job, though. Yeah, he did. And there was a woman, Sue something, and I can't remember her name, who sang, I got time to take a lonely days to come. I'm coming.
Goodbye with a little help from my friend. No,
I can't remember which one. She sang one of Joe Cocker's songs, and absolutely slayed it. So anyway, yeah, if you get a chance to go back, and we stumbled across that.
It was after a football game or something.
Yeah, you said the use thing, and it made me think of Cyndi Lauper on stage.
So if you like female bands, and I'm not saying that you have to be a fan, go see Six the Musical, because it's the 6 Wives of Henry VIII, and the all-female band absolutely crushes it.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, and it's got rap, it's got electronica, it's got all kinds of musical genres, and it's just amazing.
I'm a Heart fan from the first time I heard Barracuda in the 70s.
Yeah.
I've been a diehard, devout Heart fan. Diane and I talked about Heart in high school, and then we got to go see Ann Wilson when she performed solo at the Majestic in Dallas.
So that musical might be a good thing.
Sounds perfect. Yeah.
It is so good.
I know you talked about it before.
Oh my goodness.
It is 80 minutes of the most intense performance you have ever seen.
Wow. Oh,
I'm going to tell you,
we'll find it.
As an avowed sleeper through musicals and performances.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? This is my story. I have the talking watch. I have never stayed awake and been on the edge of my seat like I am at 6. And I'm not near the fan stalker groupie follower that Teresa and our daughter Kate are. This is their 4th or 5th?
I think 5th.
5th. At least 5th for you. 4th for Kate, I think.
Maybe.
Performance of 6 that we've seen. And we've gone so far as to go to Vegas to see them.
Really?
Which rough day for Las Vegas. I mean, honestly, for those Raiders fans, Joe, gosh, it's a terrible day.
Pete Carroll.
Good day.
Pete Carroll is phenomenal for a 74-year-old. For a football coach, he's horrible. So I wish him nothing but peace and joy with his grandchildren. Stay the hell away from Las Vegas.
And $30 million worth of money he gets to walk away with.
Flush it. Don't care. Give it to him. I'll kick some in. I'll kick an extra $10 in if it keeps him away. Again, as a human, he is what he is. But dear God, it was a bad football year.
Yeah.
We have one more person to tell us what book they read.
Yes.
Teresa.
And I took it very literally, which isn't a surprise. You guys did a lot better of a job than what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say that. The book that I chose was by an author that I enjoy so much, Brené Brown. And I will say that her work on a whole has impacted me in so many ways because her original research was on vulnerability, which is a huge challenge for me, or historically had been a huge challenge for me because, I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be unflappable. And, she helped me realize that that's not sustainable. And it really, we need people. We need to be able to be vulnerable with people in order for us to thrive. And on an aside about her, if you've seen her TED Talks, they're great, but also there's a special that was on Netflix that she presents a bunch of her work. That is such a good special. That being said, the book that I read was her newest book, Strong Ground. Such a wonderful way of extending her work, because she really she starts the book in talking about she loves pickleball, and David and I are big pickleball fans. And she sustained an injury during pickleball, and through the course of her conversations with the physical therapist and her trainer, the idea of feeling the ground and the stability underneath her and staying strong and staying grounded was a huge part of her coming back from the injury, and then thinking about not just physically grounding yourselves, but emotionally, mentally, with the community that we have. Great book. Another reminder of why I like her so much.
What's the title again?
It's called Strong Ground. And I love leadership, and I love the study of leadership. And so she infuses ideas about leadership, and it's so well researched. She quotes incredible sources and incredible authors. Sometimes she has them. I listen to it on Audible, and she reads it. And I can just hear her wisdom and her voice throughout. I don't know. Another win for her.
And is this a newer one for her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
That sounds,
good.
I made a note of that. It made me think
I think you'd like it.
It made me think of Mel Robbins. Have you read The Let Them Theory by Mel
Nope.
Robbins? Yeah, I haven't either. I was going to ask how. Yeah,
Oh.
never mind then.
I think you're going to recommend it.
I'm familiar with the concept, the Let Them concept, but I haven't read the book, and I was just wondering how Mel Robbins compares to Brené Brown. Because Brené Brown's kind of the GOAT. She's exceptional. So.
And so approachable and so humble in the things that she shares. I just find her to be incredibly, down to earth, but she's so darn smart and so accomplished. But I felt like listening to this, that we were sitting over a cup of coffee and I was just soaking it all in.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've actually reached out to her to try and get her to come to Patchouli Joe's, and
wow.
Yeah, her team was like, "Oh, that's cute," but no. Hey, miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
There you go.
Absolutely, positively. Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Joe Mays.
Oh, hey. Oh, totally.
Thank you for getting that reference. Sorry.
He's like, oh, hey.
Shark Heart. I am part of the way through it. How come nobody even mentioned that takes place in this area?
Oh, I'm sorry. Denton is mentioned.
I just got mentioned today. Oh my gosh. And White Rock Lake. I grew up in that part of Dallas where they went driving around White Rock Lake. I'm like, that is my lake. That's
my wake.
Yeah.
We just went Christmas. We went down to
They mentioned the Arboretum.
The Arboretum.
Yeah.
I'm going to go turn on some lights.
Okay.
All right. Diane, what do you think of the book?
I am liking it. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Just enjoy the ride.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to tell you, Diane, Teresa loaned her copy of the book to her sister. And this last weekend, she and our daughter and some friends, they have book retreats. And so they go off and they read books and knit and do whatever people do on book retreats. And they were going to bedazzle book covers.
Right.
Like you guys do.
The thing. That is the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
Which is weird to me. But
Yeah.
she's like, Teresa said, if I hadn't loaned my copy of Shark Heart to my sister, I would have bedazzled that book. And I was like, what? Okay. First of all, she frowned at me because I love to write in books. And so Teresa chastised me for writing in books. And here she is wanting to put things on the cover of the book. And I'm just like, how is this not worse?
It's a beautiful cover. And what kind of books were you writing in?
You know, it's not important. It's not important. They were library books.
Oh.
So I'm actually.
Oh yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah,
right.
I'm banned from borrowing books from a certain library. I'm not going to name TCU here because they're aggressive.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you about the most recent book dazzling event that we had at the store? You know, of course, Kayla Olson is a local author, author of The Lodge.
By the way, she wrote a beautiful tribute to you all and literally got me in the feels.
Yeah.
She's a writer.
Right. And I'm stone cold. So
anyway, and she's got the Great Outdoors is coming out in June, but she went to the book dazzling event. The next day she went and bought all the book dazzling stuff, all the beads and everything, the glimmers. She had such a good time at the event that she said, I need to do more of this. So she went and got the stuff to do it at home.
I love that.
Yeah.
She's
lovely
a keeper. Yeah.
She's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the stories when my son was down here visiting, he wanted to go play tennis and I knew Kayla played. So I reached out and she put my son in touch with her husband and they went and played tennis and so she's family.
I love it.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Joe, and to close up this episode, right? We've started with family, and I think it's important we end with family. When Teresa and I first started being friends and getting together, we had a long conversation about, and I think we've talked about it here before as well. Family is not always who you're born into or where you're born into. Family is about who you choose to be in your circle. And I think it's important to realize that, you know, no matter what happens, what changes, I think this little offshoot of family will remain tight and forever. Right? Even with Kayla and others, I think it's
we have
important.
to change the name. It's family in a book instead of four friends in a book.
And so that's my segue is we need help. We have so many choices out there. I mean, and I think I'm afraid if we choose family, I'll be like, you guys. You should
read this book.
We're gonna post a thread out there for you guys to drop help, drop statements. Tell us what we should call ourselves.
And our logo though has the chickens.
Little background.
Our logo does have chickens, and maybe we change the chickens to like little mob bosses.
Could change
Four friends. No, we're not getting rid of the chickens. Nice try, Smith.
Thank you.
Four Friends in a Book is a podcast name that's already taken. They actually existed before we did. Oops, sorry, friends. Y'all's is awesome. So out of respect for them and to ensure that we have our own identity, we need to change the name of the podcast. Sorry, we left that part of the story out. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
Just to be clear, like, keep it clean. We want to make sure that everyone feels like they can
Where
join
is
in.
that going to be posted, David?
So this will go live tomorrow, maybe.
Where are you gonna? Where do you want them to drop answer or drop?
Oh, I'm gonna have them just post in the comments on social media. So Instagram, Facebook, email. I'll put an email address out there for the Patchouli Podcast Network so that people can email their thoughts, suggestions, loves, hates, even some book recommendations. So you guys can reach out and tell us what you want to tell us.
Yeah, there
tell
it
us
is.
how this podcast or the store has made a difference in your life as well.
PatchouliPodcast@gmail.com is the email that we have for the whole Patchouli Podcast Network. And then you also created a Facebook page for Four Friends in a Book, right?
We have a Facebook page and we have an Insta handle as well. And I'll have to go out there and grab that. And I think, I think now that it's all legal, we can bring back TikTok for educators to have access to. So maybe I should start a TikTok page and be like,
Oh, is it legal now?
Well, I think it's legal. Donald Trump said it's legal, so I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
One of the cool things about this application that we record this on is it will automatically generate little clips specifically for social media.
What?
So whether it's Reels or IG or TikToks, yeah.
Awesome. And
so
then
yeah,
the last
come
thing,
up with ideas.
Yes, we want
families,
ideas.
chickens, and books.
well, and I'm gonna drop my little line in there because I think it's important. Oh gosh, hold on. I had it written down because I've got a little tagline for it too.
A family of chicken books.
I like where you're going with this.
4 clucks and a book.
So
No.
Dang.
Who gives the cluck?
Who gives a
well,
you.
No, because we do care about books. We're educated people.
I know.
Same shelf, different stories.
Yeah, too many words.
Mhm.
There's clucks not in there. Yeah, where's the chickens, David? Where's the think about who's going to think about the chickens?
Right. Think about
Thor
Dot.
reads one thing.
No chickens.
No. You know what?
Doesn't exist if there's no chickens.
Yeah. Let's let other people suggest some things.
There's a reason we're asking for other people's ideas.
Right. Doing a great job though.
Fair point.
One theme, 4 books, and 0 filters. What up?
What?
Let me.
That's
I'm going to
not.
mute him before he sins again.
That's a mouthful.
I got to mute him before he comes up with the fruitcake cookie equivalent of a podcast title. Although I will say, in all deference to David's skills, Josh Hatfield from the Circle of the Wagons political podcast took those cookies over to 940, the restaurant he was working at the time, and they were consumed, inhaled instantly. They were gone like that.
Yeah.
Huge hit. Big fans. We found your audience, David.
There you go.
Starving college kids.
Dude, that is always
Diane, you're the
way.
nice one. What happened?
That is always the way. I mean, it can be the worst slop on a shingle, and you put it in front of a college kid who hasn't eaten in a half an hour, like gone. But
yeah,
to finish up, I mean, you made the point that it's the cookies were loved by the Circle of the Wagons political podcast. Next week, we're going to talk about books about politics.
What?
And any book about politics you want to bring to the table, I'm all for it, and I'm here for it. I'm going to do a little bit more of a dark twist on this, which is going to be hard for me, but I think it's important because it's a story that needs to be told and should be told.
Political cozy mystery?
No cozy mystery this time. This is going to be a real time true story about politics. And I want to say I was reading this book or attempting to read this book right up until a major life event for me. And so I think to go back to it, it's going to be a little bit hard, and it's going to kind of shake me up a little bit, but I think it needs to be heard, especially today, in today's time, given what we're seeing in the world. And so
Good
I
for
think that's
you.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a great segue. Be on the lookout if you like this group. We talk books here, but if you're into politics, circle the wagons. Charlie and I do Old Dog, Young Bull sports podcast. Haley and Hannah do Second Chance Book Club. There's all sorts of podcasts and maybe more coming. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe our pivot.
Maybe the pivot. Who knows? Yep.
Yeah.
All right, friends. We love you so much.
Love you
Love
so
you guys.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all are the best.
You are. Can you do this though?
No, Joe, we're not in the Bloods and the Crips.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
I have to actually think about
I
what you're
don't
doing.
like that
I
one.
do it. Yeah, this is the one I like. Haley was trying to show us last night. She was saying the middle fingers are the top of the heart and the pointer fingers are the bottom. I think she's wrong. I don't think she's wrong. For me, it's easier to make the middle fingers the bottom and the index fingers the top.
Okay, I'm actually doing it.
You are. You're doing it. My problem is
thing.
I get them together and my fingers start shaking. And
Well, there's too many fingers.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
this one.
Oh my gosh.
Or this one. This is easy one.
Is that the Chinese violin?
It's a heart.
Tiny as
Little
heart.
bumps of the heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you old people. I got to keep you up with what all us cool kids are doing.
Ay. Square? Oh,
L7.
rectangle?
L7, dude. Don't you remember L7? Anybody? Nobody? Is that just me and Diane's era?
No, I don't know L7.
L7? Don't be an L7. Don't be a square.
You know what that is? That's a
you
lumbar.
say L7 and I'm thinking
disc.
lumbar.
Yeah.
Oh,
There isn't
I
an
don't think
L7.
there is a 7.
There isn't an L7. L7
I don't think
is,
so.
back in the days, the hippies and the Hepcats used to call somebody an L7 if they were being a square.
I have never heard that.
Yeah.
I have not either.
They
Maybe,
might
it
have
was,
called me that, and I didn't know what they were calling
maybe it was
me.
a California
Okay,
hippie thing. I don't know.
if you put like
Probably.
any kind of subtitle to our podcast, I think this one needs to be Hepcats because wow.
Yeah, right? Dig that one up. Yeah, Hepcats and finger hearts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'll
Well,
work.
you Hepcats have a great evening.
You
Y'all
too.
Thank you.
We love you so much.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Keep reading. Mwah.
This is the PatchouliPodcast Network.